So a few weeks ago, I made not a great one. I didn't talk about much, but I'll never talk about much. But it was about my feeling regarding the midterms, and that something might happen prior to the midterms. It was a bit conspiracy led, but I'm happy I made that one because I had to get my idea out. Because it's one of those things where hindsight, whenever you tell somebody, and I thought this might happen, then they go, yeah, yeah, yeah. And yes. So what did just happen a few weeks ago now? It's really interesting to see that even MAGA is questioning this little altercation that happened at this little journalists get together or correspondents get together with a dinner and some comedians. Now, I've not been following the news that closely with the person and the whole story, but there's a couple of things that just stand out to me and how it's jumped on. Now, there's a lot of channels I watch and a lot of channels I follow, and the people are really clear, and I do agree that opportunistic people will take the opportunity to further their agenda. Therefore, the reason that the talking point, minutes right after it happened, was the ballroom. A couple of things about the ballroom. It wouldn't have helped. It wouldn't be finished. It won't be finished before his term finishes. It's a big undertaking, unless he plans to do the king thing. The ballroom is also not really needed. There's enough spaces around. And for a country that spends that much on its security and military, really? You need a secure bunker ballroom place? Nah. I see something darker. To me, it's not about the ballroom. It's about a narrative that's going to be spun. And you can see it happening. Supreme Court judgments, the judgments about gerrymandering and what was it? Tennessee, Louisiana, somewhere, or was it Virginia? One of those southern states. It's just been that they're going to gerrymander that they get 14 more Republican seats. It really is. You can see the little fingerprints of fascism jumping in. You can see them everywhere. And somebody's asked before, what were you doing at that time? Were you going along with it? Or didn't you realize until it was too late? Or did you not realize at all? You can see these little fingerprints of fascism all over this administration. And you can see those little fingerprints of fascism all over Reform and Farage and Tommy 10 names. You can see those little fingerprints. You can see little things going through. But nobody's waking up to it. Or if people are waking up and people are saying it, then the right wing goes, oh, well, we've heard this all before. Well, if you've heard this before, why the hell are you still tolerating it? Why are you tolerating these kinds of people to have power? Somebody recently in a local community group on Facebook commented after this white British gentleman was caught and sent to jail for inappropriately fondling somebody underage. And the first GIF on that one was right wingers, and then just the tumbleweed GIF. Everybody knows the tumbleweed GIF because they're so quick when it's somebody of color, when it's a migrant or a person of color. Throw them out, boat, stop the boat. But when it's one of their own, very quiet. And somebody commented and said, well, we know about ours. We don't need to import more. But then and my comment back was, if you know about them, why is nothing being done about it? Why are conviction rates higher for these kinds of offences? Why are conviction rates not higher for assault cases against women and children? Why are they so low? Why do women not feel safe approaching the police to get these convictions going? Why is it so hard to convict these cases? Why is that tolerated? It's racism, people. It's just pure, simple, racist, fascist behavior. You create an enemy out of a minority. You then say that they are the problem for everything, and that when they are taken care of or thrown out or blah blah blah, then that will be the solution. It would be, well, there's the Germans and the final solution. Well, not the Germans, the Nazis. The final solution. It really is not that difficult to see what is the driving force behind these right-wing populist nationalist movements. When the current opposition leader in France, the father with close ties to the Germans with the swastika, or people now in the UK going off, what was it? Enjoying or thinking back fondly of the brown shirts here in the UK. Really, really, and then we talk about freedom of speech. Our freedom of speech here being hampered. This little altercation, this little situation that happened in the ballroom in the States, in the Hyatt or Hilton. One shows that gun control needs to be something that's taken seriously. That two, very convenient. Very convenient. Extremely convenient. There's too many little things that is shaping up to something that is not good for November. There's too many little things. Now, hopefully, people that are speaking out about it on stateside with a voice, that people are going to start listening to that and start opening their eyes. But unfortunately, we still have old Joe going to the White House to go talk about some psychedelic drug who still says, oh no, this is bad what's happening in Iran, but still doesn't acknowledge that he's part of it. Still have these people, and they need to open their eyes. But maybe they're too ashamed that they believe the grift. Yeah. Ciao, ciao.